What drives someone to dedicate years of their life, endure grueling physical challenges, and face some of the harshest tests imaginable? Becoming a U.S. Air Force pilot isn't just about flying high-performance jets. It's about earning the privilege to protect the skies, no matter the cost, the path to the cockpit. Becoming a fighter pilot in the U.S. Air Force is no simple task. It begins with meeting strict qualifications. First, applicants must be U.S. citizens and hold a bachelor's degree. While the field of study isn't fixed, anything from aerospace engineering to literature is acceptable. A solid educational background is crucial. Age restrictions also play a significant role. Candidates must be at least 18 years old to apply, with a cutoff age of 33. These limits ensure that aspiring pilots have the physical resilience and cognitive sharpness needed for the challenges ahead. But education and citizenship are only the beginning. Every applicant must undergo a single-scope background investigation conducted by the U.S. government. This thorough review examines a candidate's financial, educational, and professional history over the past decade. Only those with a clean record can proceed. Physical and mental resilience. Physical and mental resilience are fundamental for any U.S. Air Force pilot. While there aren't any publicly stated physical benchmarks, the Air Force requires all candidates to undergo a thorough medical examination. These exams cover everything from vision tests to cardiovascular health checks, ensuring that pilots are physically capable of handling the intense demands of flying high-performance jets. Whether it's enduring high G-forces during air combat or handling long hours in the cockpit, the body needs to be in top shape to keep up with the stresses of modern aviation. But physical fitness is only half the equation. Mental health and cognitive strength are just as critical. Pilots are expected to make quick decisions in high-pressure situations, often with little time to react, whether it's responding to an emergency or outmaneuvering an enemy in a dogfight. Their ability to stay calm and focused can make all the difference. This is why mental resilience is tested continuously throughout their training. Pilots undergo exercises that challenge their decision-making and ability to maintain composure when stakes are high. It's not just about strength or intelligence, it's about being able to combine both in the face of intense pressure. This combination of mental agility and physical endurance is what transforms an ordinary candidate into an elite fighter pilot, ready to defend the skies and keep their cool under the most extreme circumstances. Years of training. Becoming a U.S. Air Force pilot is no quick journey. It takes years of hard work, dedication, and rigorous training. It all starts with 4 years at the U.S. Air Force Academy, where cadets not only receive a solid foundation in academics, but also begin their initial flight training. This is where they learn the basics of aviation, setting the stage for everything that comes after. Once they graduate from the academy, it's time to dive deeper into their training. They move on to pilot training, which lasts over a year. During this time, they refine their flying skills, learn to operate more complex aircraft, and are tested under various conditions to make sure they're ready for anything. For those who are selected to become fighter pilots, the next step is a specialized program called the Introduction to Fighter Fundamentals course. This is an intensive 2-month training program held in San Antonio, Texas, that focuses specifically on the high demands of flying fighter jets. It's designed to prepare pilots for the fast-paced, high-stress environment of combat flying. After completing that, they move on to the Basic B course, which lasts anywhere from 7 to 9 months. This course is tailored to the specific fighter jet they'll be flying, whether it's an F-16, F-35, or another model. Only after successfully completing these challenging programs are they finally assigned to their first operational squadron, where they'll start flying real missions and taking on the responsibilities of being a full-fledged Air Force pilot. Cutting costs with advanced simulators. Training fighter pilots doesn't come cheap. The cost of flying real aircraft for training is sky-high. But the U.S. Air Force has found an innovative solution to manage these expenses: flight simulators. These simulators are a game-changer, providing a safe and cost-effective way to train pilots while preparing them for real-world combat situations. One great example is the F-35 Lightning II cockpit demonstrator. This mobile simulator is designed to introduce pilots to the basics of the F-35 jet. It's a great tool for getting familiar with the controls and layout of the aircraft without the expense of using the actual fighter. It's like a first step into the world of high-tech aviation without putting the pilot or the budget at risk. For more advanced training, the Air Force uses the F-35 Full Mission Simulator. This system is far more sophisticated and allows pilots to experience complex real-world scenarios. The beauty of these simulators is that they allow pilots to practice air-to-air combat, air-to-ground missions, and even electronic warfare, all virtually. Pilots can complete nearly half of their initial training using these simulators. That's a huge cost-saving measure, especially when you consider that each flight in an actual fighter jet costs thousands of dollars. By using simulators, the Air Force can train pilots in a safe environment, improving their skills without the risks of flying real jets. It's a smart, efficient way to prepare pilots for the challenges of modern combat while keeping costs manageable. Mastering air combat maneuvering. Despite the advanced technology of modern fighter jets, a pilot's skill in air combat maneuvering can make the difference between victory and defeat. Training focuses heavily on understanding the aircraft's capabilities, turn rate, climb rate, cornering ability, and thrust-to-weight ratio are just a few of the critical factors pilots must master. Equally important is knowing the enemy. Dissimilar air combat training pits pilots against different generations of fighter jets, teaching them how to counter diverse tactics and adapt to varying combat scenarios. Overcoming spatial disorientation. Spatial disorientation, a condition where a pilot loses their sense of direction, is a significant challenge during flight. To combat this, the U.S. Air Force uses the Kraken, an advanced simulator located at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. The Kraken offers 6 degrees of freedom, replicating every possible maneuver a pilot might encounter. Its gondola, capable of accommodating 2 pilots, can be configured to simulate an actual cockpit. This device allows pilots to experience disorientation in a safe environment, helping them develop the skills needed to recover during real-world scenarios. Equipped with hundreds of sensors, the Kraken also serves as a research tool, providing invaluable data on how pilots respond to disorientation. This information helps improve training protocols and ensures pilots are better prepared for the unpredictable challenges of flight. Tackling hypoxia in the altitude chamber. Hypoxia, caused by a lack of oxygen at high altitudes, is a potentially deadly condition for pilots. To prepare them for this danger, the Air Force uses altitude chambers. These chambers simulate high-altitude conditions by reducing air pressure. Pilots are instructed to remove their oxygen supply, allowing them to experience the early symptoms of hypoxia firsthand. Recognizing these symptoms is crucial, as quick action can save lives during emergencies like a sudden loss of cabin pressure. Ejection seat training. Ejecting from a fighter jet is an action no pilot takes lightly. The physical forces involved during ejection can be immense, causing severe injuries if not properly managed. To prepare for this, pilots undergo extensive ejection seat training. They learn to withstand the mechanical loads during ejection and practice descending safely with a parachute. This training also includes mastering lateral drift caused by wind or other factors during descent, parachuting, and water survival. Landing safely after ejection is just one part of the challenge for fighter pilots. Once they're out of the aircraft, they need to be ready for the next big hurdle, surviving until help arrives. One of the most critical aspects of post-ejection survival is water survival training. Pilots are taught how to stay afloat, manage their gear, and survive in the water, which could be their landing spot after ejecting from a jet. The training simulates real-world conditions where pilots might land in water after an emergency ejection. It includes exercises where pilots are dragged by jet skis, which creates the same effect as being pulled by a parachute through the water. This helps them understand how to deal with the forces they'll experience when they land, as well as how to untangle themselves from the parachute and avoid getting caught in the lines. Pilots are also trained in swimming to safety, navigating turbulent waters, and managing their equipment in these challenging conditions. The exercises are designed to simulate worst-case scenarios, so pilots know exactly what to do in a life-threatening situation. This kind of training ensures they are not only skilled in flying, but also prepared for whatever comes after they eject, giving them the best chance to survive and be rescued. Pushing limits with G-force training. Pilots experience extreme G-forces during high-speed maneuvers, up to 9 Gs in some cases. These forces can cause blood to rush away from the brain, leading to vision loss or unconsciousness if the body fails to respond. To prepare, pilots train in human-rated centrifuges. These devices replicate the effects of G-forces, allowing pilots to practice techniques that maintain blood flow to the brain. Monitored closely by experts. This training ensures pilots can handle the intense physical demands of air combat. Building strength and resilience. The physical strain of flying high-performance jets goes beyond G-forces. Pilots often experience neck pain and injuries from constantly scanning the skies during combat maneuvers. To combat this, training programs emphasize building core strength and flexibility. These exercises not only reduce the risk of injury, but also enhance a pilot's overall performance, ensuring they can endure long missions without compromising their effectiveness. The final test, Guardians of the Skies, from mastering flight simulators to surviving high-altitude conditions. Every step of a fighter pilot's training is designed to prepare them for the unpredictable challenges of the skies. By the time they complete their training, these pilots have earned their place among the elite, ready to protect their nation with unparalleled skill and dedication. Becoming a U.S. Air Force pilot is more than just a career, it's a calling. The rigorous training ensures that only the best make it through, and their sacrifice and dedication are nothing short of inspiring. If you found this journey as fascinating as we did, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let us know which part of the training surprised you the most. Until next time, take care and aim high.